York City. And it's a great place to watch movies, and so I spent a lot of time watching movies in the theaters, and that's probably when sort of I came to be interested in movies as a career.
Right. Did you start filming yourself with your own camera, or do it all by yourself? One-man show?
No, not really. I started as a writer, actually. I've always been a pretty decent writer. I started in college to start writing stories and scripts for movies. And then, one day I figured I didn't want anybody to change whatever I wrote, and that would be the director. So then I figured, well, then I would have to become the director. So then I decided to study more about movies as a director, and then that's what I did.
Okay. Yeah. And do you still prefer to write in English? I heard you prefer rather than Thai when you write.
Yeah, I write much better in English. So I write the scripts in English, although I speak fluent Thai, and so actually. It's a bit of a mix because even when I'm writing it, because I write in English, but I know that I'm reading the dialogue in Thai in my head, but I'm just not writing it in Thai. Yeah.
You've made several short movies. A lot of them also been shown at many festivals all over the world. Mm-hmm. Do you do this deliberately? Do you choose, or do they pick you? How does the procedure go to get into these festivals?
Well, you apply. So there's a lot of festivals. There's many around the world, and when you make a film and it's complete, then you can apply. You send them the DVD, and if they like it, then they'll show it. And that's part of how it's part of how I came to learn about kind of the independent film business. Of the whole business of making movies and then sending it out to festivals, and then you get invited to the festivals, and so all of a sudden you have to be there to promote your work, and you become kind of you live the life of an artist essentially. Yeah, which is much different from just in the old days making a film and then you just show it to your friends and that's the end of it. There's a lot more to the life of a movie than just screening it for a couple of friends.
Does it make it more fun as well? You've won several awards. Does it motivate you as well?
Winning awards is always nice because I still consider myself a beginner. So it's Wonderful Town is only my first feature film, and so when you're doing something for the first time, there's a lot of insecurity that you don't know if you're doing a good job, and I didn't know either. I had no idea whether people would like the movie or not. So then when it goes out into the world and when you win an award, it's just like it's just encouragement that you didn't do such a bad job, and maybe it gives you encouragement to do a better job next time.
Right. Well, let's talk about this Wonderful Town, but it's already been shown in many of these festivals. We've got a long list here as well, selected but also won an award. Why so long before you brought it back, or it's been brought out here?
Because it's not a commercial film, so there's a bit of a difference between making a commercial film and making a so-called independent or art house film. And when you make an art house film, it follows a different lifespan, and so it's very normal for this kind of film, instead of going right into the cinemas, because it's not really a big commercial film that is meant for the cinemas. It has a lifespan where it begins on the film festival circuit, where there's more of an emphasis on independent films and art films, and then once my film Wonderful Town went out and made a name for itself out in the world and won a lot of awards, then people back in Thailand were interested. What is this small Thai film? Like maybe we can show it, and so then finally it came back and screened at SF Cinemas in Bangkok, and now here in Phuket and Pattaya. But it was a result of having won a lot of awards abroad. Yeah.
Including the money to convert it from digital to 35mm?
No, it had already even been converted even before the first film festival. But that money had also come from Korea. A Korean film festival had seen the film, had liked it, wanted to show it at their festival, and gave us the money to blow it up to 35mm. Well,
tell us a little bit about the storyline and why you picked TakuaPa as the location for it.
Well, TakuaPa is a small town in Phang Nga, and actually there's nothing special about the town. It's actually quite a small, almost boring town. But the reason that it's that I heard about it, that it's special, is because that was where the tsunami of 2004 hit, and that was the area that was hit the worst in
Phang Nga.
yeah, in all of Thailand. And so actually before the tsunami, I had never heard of TakuaPa before. I just saw it on the news. And so about a year after that, I had a chance to, I was driving by, and so I stopped in the town and then to take a look around. And that became kind of the inspiration for the film, because, you know, only 1 year had passed, but there was no, you couldn't tell that anything had happened. The reconstruction was very, very quick. You know, they had rebuilt all the houses and rebuilt the roads and replanted all the trees. And so it was very kind of a strange feeling, because there was a big difference between the physical reconstruction and the emotional reconstruction, because obviously the people who had gone through it and who had known a lot of people who had died in the disaster, it would take a lot longer than a year for them to recover. And so there became a very, very big gap that I noticed between the emotional recovery and the physical recovery, and that's what the whole film is about.
Mm-hmm. It's about a love affair between an architect and a...
Well, yeah, on the surface, the plot of the movie is about a love affair. It's a love story between an architect from Bangkok who is going down to the TakuaPa area to supervise the construction of a hotel that was destroyed in the tsunami, and he stays in town in a kind of a small motel, and then he has a love affair with the owner of the motel. So that's the storyline, but the film is talking a lot about the recovery of the region.
Is the aim to make it look like a wonderful place and like it was in the past, or it can be in the future? Is it to try and uplift the people there?
Is it? No, I mean not particularly. It was not my intention to uplift the people. I think I just wanted to portray the atmosphere of the town as truthfully as possible as I saw it at that time. Where it was a very, very beautiful town, physically very beautiful town, but very sad, you know, obviously because of what had happened there. And so it was kind of like a sad, beautiful place, and it was a very nice place in order to shoot a film. Yeah.